Okay, we're live on Facebook and we are recording. Happy Tuesday. I am excited to be here with you today. If you were on yesterday's call, it was very different than a lot of the calls that we've had for the past 8 months. And I hope everybody is okay with that. And we're going to get back on track today with a conversation around how do we get you closer to your goal? How do we get you from where you are to where you want to be? In other words, how do we create success in the business of real estate? I want to start though by going backwards, and I just want to share something that I shared yesterday that is going to be a transition into the conversation that we're going to have today. By the way, James Shaw asked a question on Facebook this morning. I'm going to go ahead and put the question out there, and I want you guys to think about what the answer is, because I'm going to come back to it later on, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think the answer is? And the question that he asked was, what's the one thing that you need to accomplish this week? All right, now we're going to get back to that. First of all, yesterday I shared from Andy Andrews' book, Little Things. Have you ever laid out an opportunity with the possibility of great rewards for someone you loved, or perhaps more than one someone? As you watched them struggle, you quietly prayed for them, hoping beyond hope for their success. Now I'm going to stop there and let's go back to the first question. Have you ever laid out an opportunity with the possibility of great rewards for someone you loved? And that's what this call is all about, guys. That's what this call has been about since we started back in March. We are laying out an opportunity for you. This is your opportunity. You have a possibility of great rewards. Now, all we can do is lay out the opportunity for you and then coach you, train you, and continue to encourage you to stay the course. Because it's not easy. Success is simple. It's not easy. Bold law. And all that simply means is laying out the opportunity. I'll give you another word for that. Creating a path. Showing you the map. Creating a plan that if you will do this, if you will do A plus B plus C, I promise you, you will end up at D. Now you have to show up every day and do it. So let's get back to where we left off before I took a week off for surgery and recovery. And the last coaching call we had was all scripts. And it was focused on getting appointments so that we could build up relationships that would turn into opportunity. Remember, the purpose of the call is to get an appointment. Now, if the purpose of the call is to get an appointment, the purpose of the appointment is to build a relationship, to create a foundation to follow up from. In 10 years of selling real estate, I listed an average of 12 to 15 homes every single month. And I did that doing exactly what I'm teaching you here on Survive to Thrive. And when it comes to the majority of those listings, unless they were with my sphere of influence or they were a referral, let's just say if they were for sell-by owners, expireds, or someone who wasn't sure they were ready to sell right now. With the majority of those appointments, it took anywhere from 3 to 6 months of follow-up to get the listing. Matter of fact, 99% of the time, it took 3 to 6 months of follow-up in order to get the listing. So the secret to success is when working for sell-by owners and expireds, for example, for me anyways, is not just to get the appointment. That's only baking a cake with half the ingredients. The secret to success is what happens on the appointment and after the appointment. So that's where we're going to pick up today. All right. So the purpose of the call is to get an appointment. That means there's absolutely no reason that I'm not going to go. There's nothing the seller could say that would cause me to not to go on the appointment. Remember, don't judge opportunity away. I'm never going to list my home. Cool. See you at 4 o'clock. I'm only paying 1%. Awesome. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? If I ever list my home, I'm going to list with Michael. He's the greatest. Awesome. I think Michael's the greatest as well. By the way, does 3 o'clock work for you, or would 4 be better? Now, the purpose of the appointment: build a foundation and look for opportunity. Number one, seller has 3 questions they're asking themselves about you. Write this down, please. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And do you know what you're doing? Yeah, I'm going to give you my follow-up plan, I promise. The seller has 3 questions. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Do you know what you're doing? Now, it's your job from the moment you schedule the appointment to convey the answers to those questions. Now, here's how you're going to do it. Number one, confirm the appointment. The morning of the appointment, before you go, call and confirm. Simply, Victoria, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty, thank you for taking my call. I'm confirming that we are meeting today at 4 p.m. And Victoria says, yep, looking forward to seeing you. Awesome. I'll see you at 4. Always confirm the appointment. Number 2, confirm the appointment again when you're on the way. Victoria, John Dietz, I'm on the way. Should be there right at 4 o'clock unless I run into traffic. If that happens, I'll give you a call and let you know. Otherwise, I'll see you at 4 o'clock sharp. Number 3, you have 20 seconds to make a great first impression. So number 3 is your Kodak moment. And your Kodak moment simply means arrive on time. If the appointment's at 4, don't show up at 4:10. Knock on the door at 4 o'clock sharp. Don't show up 10 minutes till 4. That's also not on time. It's just as bad to show up 10 minutes early as it is to show up 10 minutes late. Your appointment's at 4, show up at 4. Now, dress for success and pay attention to the little things. And I mean dress shirt, tie, blazer, dress shoes, hair's cut. Everything is perfect. And can you dress casual? Yes, but professional casual. Don't show up in jeans, don't show up in shorts, don't show up in flip-flops. Dress for success. Now, the moment that person opens the door, Diane, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty, we had an appointment for 4 o'clock and it's 4 o'clock. May I come in?
Of course.
Just like that. Not, hi Shirley, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Yeah, we had an appointment for 4 o'clock and yeah, it's 4 o'clock. May I come in? No, that doesn't work. I'm excited to be here. Even if I'm not, I'm excited to be here. So Diane, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty, we had an appointment at 4 o'clock and it's 4 o'clock. May I come in? Script. Now, the moment I walk in the door, I am so excited to be here, Diane. Thank you for this opportunity. Before we go any further, would you like me to take my shoes off? Little things make a difference. Be professional, be polite, be courteous. If they show up at the front door not wearing shoes, just take yours off. Don't ask. Now, in today's world, I'm wearing a mask. I'd grab one and show it to you, but I don't have one nearby. When they answer the door, if they're wearing a mask, mine stays on. If they're not wearing a mask, I'm going to ask them, would you like me to keep this off? Or as long as we keep social distance, is it okay if I take it off? Now, you can change the script on that however you want, whatever you're comfortable with, but I'm going wearing a mask in today's world. And that's probably going to be normal for a while, okay? Now, and I'm sorry for stopping, but I still have people in the waiting room and I'm letting them in. Now, I have a notebook in my hand, a business card, and a pen. That's all I brought. That's it. Now, I'm going to give them my business card, of course, and then I'm going to ask them to take me on a tour of their home. But how I do that matters. So Victoria, I'm super excited to be here today. What I would love for you to do is to take me on a tour of your home. Pretend I'm a buyer and show me your home just like you would if I was a buyer. And I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to take lots of notes because this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Script, just like that. Now, I would play this recording back if you don't have the script written down. Write it down and then repeat it over and over and over again until you internalize it and you own it. This is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Embedded command. Now, the next thing I want you to write down is like their home. Be enthusiastic and like their home. Now, as I'm touring the property with Victoria, I'm taking notes, but I'm taking notes out loud, meaning hardwood floors, crown molding. I'm moving so you guys can see the notebook in the picture. Crown molding, vaulted ceilings. Wow, beautifully updated kitchen. I love your kitchen. Granite countertops, maple cabinets, stainless steel appliances, travertine floors. This is absolutely beautiful. I love your home. Now, let me pause for a moment. Now, Victoria, even in a role play situation, how does that make you feel?
It feels special, feels like, you noticing things. I feel like, like it feels warm, right? Connected.
Yeah, yeah. Do I care about you?
Yes, you care about me.
Can you trust me?
Yes.
Okay, right. Now, what if I'm that agent who shows up and instead of being enthusiastic, instead of taking notes, instead of asking great questions, I walk through Victoria's home and I say something like, oh, so, this wallpaper is going to need to go. This room, purple? No, we're going to have to paint this room. And you've got way too much clutter over here, so we're going to have to take care of that. They invited me over to see their home because they're thinking of potentially selling their home. They invited me over to see their home based on a question. And that question was, if I had an offer, would you want me to bring you the offer? And then I walk in and start staging their property. Now, how does that feel? Can you trust me? I made an appointment based on if I had an offer, would you want me to bring you the offer? You said yes, I scheduled an appointment, and now I'm staging your home. Can you trust me?
No.
Say no.
No.
No. Do I care about you? No. All I care about is me. And I'm going to show up with a huge ego and show you how great I am and how much I know. All right. Don't do that. Okay. So ask great questions. How long have you lived in your home? I know that your home was built in the 80s, just out of curiosity. Is it the original roof or have you replaced the roof? How old is the AC system? Your home is over 4,000 square feet. Do you have 2 AC units or is it on 1 AC unit? If it's an older home, have you updated the electrical? I noticed that the windows have been updated. How long ago did you do that? If they back up to water and there's boats on the water, what's your access to the Atlantic Ocean? In other words, do you have direct access to the ocean? Or are there any fixed bridges that you have to go under? Ask questions that a buyer would ask because you're there in order to take great notes and ask great questions so that you're able to find a buyer who could purchase this property and bring them an offer. If you're not asking those questions, then it's clear to them that you're not there to help them to sell their home. If you're not asking great questions, you're there to get the listing. That's the only reason you're there. And they know that. Can I trust you? No, you've lost. Now, be careful about over-connecting. And what do I mean by that? So we naturally want to connect with people. In other words, if I'm walking through somebody's home because I love sports, and if I see that they're a Miami Dolphins fan right now, I could get into a conversation about how great the Miami Dolphins are playing. And we can have an entire conversation about how awesome the Miami Dolphins are. Give me 1 second, guys. My battery's ready to die here. And before I know it, we're talking 10, 15 minutes about the Dolphins. And the conversation is, you like football, I like football, 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 football. And that's not going to get me any closer to the desired result. So be careful about over-connecting. You're there for one reason. You're there to look at their home in order to collect information so that you can help them sell their property. That's it. If you went to see the doctor would come into the examining room and start asking you questions about how you feel. The doctor wouldn't come in and say, hey, did you see the Dolphins game yesterday? Wasn't that incredible? Isn't Tua the best? Aren't you glad that we have such an incredible quarterback? In the next 15 minutes, you guys have talked about the Dolphins, and you're sitting there thinking, you know, I've got this pain. I'm really seriously worried about it. And you want to talk about the Miami Dolphins, even though I love football? No. I'm going to pause for a moment. Is this making sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good, good.
The analogy that I think of it is, and I use this a lot when I'm doing group coaching, is like you can be either snorkeling, or if you want to find the treasure, you have to scuba dive. So it's just digging down deep to find the treasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
John,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
morning.
Good morning, Billy.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
So I would like to add something into what you said in the beginning about appearance. Something that a lot of people that I noticed when I sold the house in Denver, or like when I was selling my house in Denver, from head to toe. So if you're taking your shoes off, make sure you have matching socks. They're clean and there's no holes.
Yes.
And I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead serious. Like,
Yes.
a lot of people will not pay attention to that. For some weird reason, I have not an obsession, but I'm very like particular about my socks. So I make sure they are always matching and clean and look great. Just in the case that I go to somebody's house, because obviously I'm not working in the space that you guys are in at the moment. But if I do have to take them off, I know confidently that I have nice clean socks on with no holes.
Yeah. It's important. I absolutely agree. They're going to remember you as the dude with hole in your socks. That's all they're going to remember about you if there's holes. I agree 100%. Billy, I'm so glad you said that. I agree. You know, you guys, I talk about Monica a lot. She's a big part of my life. And one of the things that I share is when I was in production, like you, I would be ready to walk out the door. I'm leaving for work, and she knows I'm going to be on appointments that day. And she would ask me a question like, you're not really wearing that tie with that jacket, are you? I'm like, well, I was. And she's like, no, it totally doesn't match. Okay, I'm changing the tie. It matters. Trust me, having your hair cut, making sure that everything is neat, clean, and professional matters. Guys, I'm serious. For those of you older like me, okay, this is gross, but whatever. For those of you who are north of 30 years old and you start having hair grow out of your ears, if you're not taking care of that, they're going to remember you as the dude that had hair growing out of his ears. That's all they're going to remember. You could be dressed to the nines and look absolutely perfect, but they're going to be like, yeah, you're that weird guy with hair that growing all over the place. I promise you, that's what they're going to remember. Okay? Pay attention to the little things. It matters. All right. Now, again, my goal is to connect. I'm not going to bring a market analysis. I'm not bringing a supply and demand analysis. I'm not here to do anything on this appointment other than to connect with you. The only message that I want to convey on this appointment is I care about you. You can trust me. I'm here to help you sell your home. Period. The end. That's it. I'm not here to list your home. I'm here to help you sell your home. Now, before I leave, I'm going to have an exit conversation that's going to tell me what needs to happen next. And the exit conversation is simply, Michael, thank you for the opportunity to see this is script. Replay it word for word, guys. When you get the recording, just write it down, repeat it over again until you own it. Michael, thank you again for the opportunity to see your home. You have an absolutely beautiful home, and I'm confident it'll sell. Before I leave, I'd like to ask a couple of questions, if that's okay. Michael says, yes. My response is cool. So, you know, Michael, in my experience, when most homeowners are selling their home by owner, they have a game plan for how long they're going to sell by owner before they hire a professional like me. Is it okay if I ask what your game plan is? Now, please pay attention to the pauses because they're there for a reason. Most sellers have a game plan for how long they're going to sell their home by owner before they hire a professional like me. Is it okay if I ask you what your game plan is? Now, if it's an expired listing, you know, in my experience, Michael, when a homeowner has a home that didn't sell, that should have, like yours, most of them have a game plan before they put their home back on the market with a professional like me. And just out of curiosity, what's your game plan? Now, whatever the answer is, it is. Now, if they say, I don't have a plan, I don't know, never, my response is, cool, I understand. And then I'm going to follow that up with, great. So one more quick question or one more quick point in this situation would be, before I leave, I just want to let you know that I'm really good at follow-up. I'm super persistent, but I'm not pushy. So I will be calling you again. And that's it. Make it a great day. Goodbye. Now, if it's a for sale by owner, the second question is, you know, in my experience, again, Victoria, most for sale by owners or most people selling their home by owner are selling their home by owner in order to save on the fee. Is that the reason why you're selling your home by owner?
Yep.
She's going to say, yes, of course, that makes sense. And if I were to bring you a buyer, I know you would pay me 3%. You shared that with me on the phone. So the difference between selling your home by owner and working with a professional like me is just 3%, not 6%. Would you agree?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm dropping a bomb and I'm going to walk away. I'm just going to let that sit because she'll think about that later on. She's going to go, that made sense. You know, it's not going to cost me $30,000 to hire a realtor. It's only going to cost 15. Now, all I have to do at some point is convey that I could sell Victoria's home for $15,000 more than she can in less time. And she's going to net more money with me than she would on her own. When she's ready to hear that, she'll hear it. Until she's ready, she won't hear it. Now, follow up. This is where success happens. That day, I'm going to send a handwritten personal note thanking them for meeting with me. Every single appointment is followed up by a handwritten personal note. Write it before you go so that you could drop it in the mailbox on your way home. You know what you're going to say already. Go ahead and write the note. Thank you for taking time out of your day to meet with me. It was a pleasure meeting with you. You have an absolutely beautiful home, and I'm excited for the opportunity to help you sell your home. Make it a great day. John. Don't say John if your name's not John. That would be weird. Now, day 3, call. And the call is simply, Diane, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. I know you're busy. I need 30 seconds. I'm calling for 2 reasons. First of all, I wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to meet with me. And the second reason I'm calling is to see if you have any questions. No questions? Cool. I'll call you again in 3 or 4 days. And if there's anything you need, I'm a phone call away. Now, 3 or 4 days later, I'm going to make the second call. So I've called twice in week 1. Diane, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. I'm sure you're busy. I only need 60 seconds. Just checking in to see how is everything going. Is there anything you need? Do you have any questions for me today? No. Cool. If there's anything you need, I'm a phone call away. Otherwise, I'll call you again next week. Now, week 2, make a call. It's the same call you made the last call. Thank you for taking my call. I only need a minute. Just checking in to see how everything's going. Is there anything I can help you with today? Great. No? Cool. I'll call you again next week. Week 3, call again. Now, this time I want you to add, is your home still available? Have you had any offers? What kind of feedback are you getting? That's it. 3 questions that you haven't asked yet. Now, if it's an expired listing, 3 questions are just going to be different. And it would simply be, how is everything going? Do you have any questions? Is there anything you need? And have you thought about putting your home back on the market? That's it. That's the only other question I want you to ask. Have you thought about putting your home back on the market? Nope, not ready yet. Cool. Call you again next week. Yes, I always leave a voicemail. Always, 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 always. Even if I've called you for 20 weeks and for 20 weeks you haven't picked up the phone, on the 21st week, I'm leaving a voicemail. And my voicemail is simply, it's John Dietz again, Keller Williams Realty. Sorry for being a pest. And I really want to earn the opportunity to be your realtor. If you have any questions, I'm a phone call away. Now, week 4, call again. It's the same call as the previous week. I just want you to add one more question. And that question is, are you getting lots of showings? That's it. That's the only additional question I want you to ask. I want you to ask, is your home still available? Have you had any offers? And are you getting lots of showings? Now I want you to wait 2 weeks and call again. And this time I want you to add, what kind of feedback are you getting? What are people saying? What are you hearing? And then I want you to add, if I could call everyone who's looked at your home and get feedback for you, would you be interested in what they had to say? You see, the reason I'm asking that question is because as a homeowner, you're going to hear everything that's good. They're not necessarily going to tell you that they don't like your house. They're not going to give you negative feedback because you own the house. Because what you guys are going to hear is everybody loves my home. And my follow-up to everybody loves my home is, have you had any offers? Because if the answer is no, then everybody doesn't love your home. Is this helping, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Big time.
Good. 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 Yeah. Dave Costello, to the market of today, is you have to convey that they're, even in a seller's market, they're still going to sell their home for more money and less time with you. And I was in that market too. Don't forget, I was selling homes in 2005 and 6 when the market was just like it is today. We were dealing with discount brokers just like you are today. And a seller could put a handwritten cardboard sign in their front yard that said for sale. They could spell it wrong, it wouldn't matter, and they would still sell their house. And we were still getting listings. You just have to convey that they're going to sell it for more money and less time because they hire you. And the best script to use on that is, what does a great buyer look like? And you guys know that script. We're already over time, so I'm not going to share it with you again. Now, week 6 through forever. And I'm pointing like way out in the distance and you can't see it because the computer is only this big. I want you to call once a month. Forever. From week 6 on, I want you to call once a month simply with, hey, Francine, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. Just checking in to see how are you doing. Is there anything you need? They'll take the conversation from there. Guys, they know why you're calling. You don't have to tell them. You're creating emotional proximity, but you're not being a pest. You are being pleasantly persistent. You're looking for opportunity, and opportunity always shows up as frustration. And as soon as I see frustration, I'm going to transition to, you know, Camille, if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? Script, great script, different script. You know, Paige, I'm going to ask you a question, and if I'm being too aggressive, please forgive me. However, if you were to hire a real estate agent like me, you would want to hire an aggressive agent, wouldn't you? Of course. And if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? To an expired listing that you've been calling for 3 or 4 months. If you knew today was the best time in order to get your home sold, would you sell your home today? If you had a full price offer on your home today, Mark, would you accept the offer? If your home's not on the market, Mark, can you get that offer? If the market, now I'm going to just start asking harm's way questions. In other words, if the market shifts and there's more inventory 6 months from now, would you rather have your home on the market when there's less homes for sale like there is today, or when there's more homes for sale like there might be 6 months from now? If that happens and there's more inventory, is it possible that prices are going to come down? If you had a crystal ball and you knew you were going to sell your home for more money today than you would 6 months from now, would you still wait 6 months? If interest rates go up by just 1 point, how does that affect the affordability of your home? Are there fewer buyers or more buyers? Do you want to take a chance that the interest rates might go up and it could be harder to sell your home? What if by taking that chance, you're still here a year from now versus being in Atlanta where you want to be with your family? How do you feel about that? System, command. That's my answer. I'm going to use my CRM. I'm going to use my platform. My business is directly proportionate to the size of my business is directly proportionate to the size of my database. So what system am I gonna use? Command. And every time I talk to somebody, I'm gonna schedule the next call. And if I'm calling Paige in 2 weeks, I'm simply entering a note in Command to make a phone call in 2 weeks. And then all I do is show up to the office, turn on my computer, and then my computer Command tells me what to do that day. I work for my database. My database is my boss. All right, I'm over time, guys. Talk to me. On the recording requests, absolutely. All of these go on YouTube. If you're not already on my YouTube page, please go to my YouTube page and I forget what it's called. Sign on, register, I forget what it's called, but follow me on YouTube. It'll also be on my Facebook page. Okay, talk to me.
Hey, John, is a good harm's way question that buyers are starting to get tired of searching for houses, so we want to catch them while they're still excited?
Could be, yeah. Yeah, Valerie, think of how you would word that. Just word it differently. And
Okay.
here's what I think is happening, Valerie. We are borrowing buyers from the future. Now, if that's true, what does that mean 3 months from now? In other words, is it possible,
like
Valerie,
that.
that there's buyers who are purchasing
Prices go
homes
down.
today versus waiting 3 months from now because they're taking advantage of the market when the interest rates are low? Is it possible that there's buyers who are buying homes today that didn't intend on buying, but they're buying because the rates are so low? And if that's true, 3 months from now, there's going to be fewer buyers because they already bought.
I like that.
Thank you. Come on, guys, talk to me. Can't you tell I'm tired? I don't want to talk anymore. By the way,
Somebody
let me-
asked in your
Don't forget that
follow-up-
people right now are taking advantage of the fact that they want to get in before the homestead. And so they're going to be buying now, and that there will be fewer buyers right after the first of the year. Just think about the fact that they're taking advantage of the things that are happening now.
John,
yeah.
can you
Yeah,
go
I think
over-
I think I answered a question the wrong way. So what system did I use in order to follow up? Cool question, guys. Not what system should you use, because Command didn't exist when I was in production, right? I used CRM. I used Top Producer, and then I used Wise Agent. And what's the best database? The one you'll use, right? That's the answer. Whichever one you'll use. I hope if you're with Keller Williams, it's Command, but if it's not, cool. Just use the one you'll use. All right, Mr. Topo.
Thank you. So on week 3 on the expired call on the follow-up, what are the questions you had said? Is there anything you need, and have you thought about putting your home on the market? Was there
Yep.
was there another question?
No,
Okay.
not really. I'm just looking to have conversation with that expired listing, Michael. I'm taking it really careful because it just really depends on their motivation to sell, right? I know this may be a follow-up that's going to take 6 weeks. And then again, it could be a year of follow-up, right? It could be more. Just depends. The longest expired follow-up for me was 3 years and 89 calls. Just depends.
I have a question.
Yes,
Hi. First, I'm happy to see you well.
thank you.
And we missed you last week.
Thank you.
And my question is, I have a friend that I follow up with her like for 1 year. She has an apartment, and the tenant also is a realtor, and she said that he's interested in buying his her apartment. So I did the presentation, the listing presentation, like 1 month ago, because they told me, no, maybe he's waiting until, play with us. So after I did, they say, no, he's interested in buying. So always is the same answer. So I don't know what you recommend to say, or to wait, or to do.
I'm going to put them in harm's way.
What?
So I'm going to put them in harm's way, meaning Lorena. I'm waiting for
Yes.
you to talk to me so I can see you.
Huh? I'm here.
There you go. So let's just say, for example, there's 20, 30 buyers out there right now for your property. Okay. Can you play along with me for a moment?
Yeah.
Do those 20 or 30 buyers know your home is available right now?
No.
No. And then we have your tenant who's living in the property that might be interested in purchasing your home, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to wait on one potential opportunity when there could be 20 or 30 additional buyers that could make an offer on your home today? What if he doesn't make an offer?
Yeah. Yeah. He said he's interested, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you actually put your home on the market and you made it available to everyone who could potentially purchase your property, then the tenant is going to be more motivated or less motivated to make an offer on your home.
More motivated.
There you go. So what should you do?
I don't know what I want. I don't want to bother him. He's a friend of the family, and I don't want him to feel bad, that you come in, take pictures, and the people coming to see apartment. I don't know. I don't feel like he will like that.
Yeah, okay. So you don't owe him anything and you don't owe me anything, but you owe yourself the opportunity to get the most money for your home. And if you knew that by waiting, your home was going to be worth less, would you still wait?
Yeah, I don't know.
So let me ask you again. if you knew that your home was going to be worth less money 6 months from now than it is today, would you still
Yes.
wait?
No, but how I know?
Yeah, well, it's just a question. And if you fell on hard times and you were not able to make your mortgage payment, is your tenant going to offer to start making those mortgage payments for you?
No, it's clear. I don't have mortgage payment there.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
cash.
Okay, so that's awesome. You still have to pay taxes. You still have to pay insurance. And if you're not able to pay for your taxes, you're not able to pay insurance, is your tenant going to offer to pay that for you?
No,
Is your tenant paying your bills?
no,
Is your tenant going to the grocery store and buying food for your family every week?
no.
Then are you going to make a decision based on what's best for your tenant or what's best for you and your family?
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
All right, guys, it is 8:43. We are way over time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the pleasure of your time, and for the 49 of you who hung in there with me until 8:43. I am so grateful for you. It is time to get to work. What is work? What is work?
What is what?
Work. Here's
Thank
the
you.
answer to James Shaw's question, by the way. I didn't forget. What's the one thing that you need to do this week? Guys, it's always the same answer. It's never going to change. Schedule appointments. For me, it's schedule 15 appointments. For you, whatever it is, it's whatever number of appointments you have to schedule. That's the one thing you have to accomplish every single week. Get on the phone, have 20 conversations, not 17, not 18, not 19, because when you settle for 17, 18 might have been $1 million listing that you didn't get, and you don't even know it because you didn't make the call because you settled. We fail because we quit. And I don't mean because we quit forever. I mean because we quit today. We quit today based on the assumption that we're going to make more calls tomorrow. It's a lie. You won't. 20 conversations today. They're care calls, not sale calls. Build relationships. Look for opportunity. Every day, find someone who is thinking of selling their home and get face-to-face with someone every single day who's thinking of buying or selling a home. And then follow up forever in order to create emotional proximity. And you're never going to follow up, never going to stop following up because you reject rejection. Because no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No just means not yet. And because you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity. And because you do that, you are on a path with guaranteed success. Make it a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.